Ladies and gentlemen, be ready, because the recent events involving Chrisean Rock and her sister Tesehki make the Kardashians seem like characters from Sesame Street. This is a public drama dripping with tears, betrayal, and the kind of nasty family drama that, to be honest, should be pay-per-view. Forget about sibling conflicts over borrowed clothing. Imagine this. The woman who could transform a Target run into a WWE pay-per-view and then burst into tears is Chrisean Rock, the queen of chaos herself. Why? Because Chrisean's diamond-tough shell was broken by a message from her sister Tesehki, who is typically just as fierce. The message was so emotional and personal. I'm not referring to a delicate reality TV weep when I say tears. Rather, I'm referring to a full-blown meltdown with mascara, rivers, and heaps of tissues. Do not be misled, though. It is not a charming reunion scene from Hallmark. Not at all. Years of betrayal, animosity, petty Instagram tirades, and enough toxic sister energy to fuel a 10-season Real Housewives reunion are hidden behind this heartwarming spectacle. In addition to breaking Chrisean's heart, Tesehki's post also broke the internet. And believe me, as you hear the specifics, you'll see that this family conflict makes Kanye's Thanksgiving dinner seem peaceful. The story wasn't suddenly revealed. Rather, it developed like a thundercloud and hung over the Rock sisters for months. Let's review for those who don't follow their every frantic move. On again. Off again pals Chrisean Rock and her sister Tesehki have turned sibling affection into public conflict more quickly than Blueface can start a fight on live. The next week they're exchanging jabs sharper than divorce lawyer papers. But the week before they're cuddling on Instagram. Then the bombshell was dropped. Tesehki suddenly posted a message. However, this wasn't her typical subtle jab or cryptic insult. This was a sincere statement, sentimental, at risk. She essentially let her sentiments out for everyone to see by opening her chest wide. She talked about desiring peace, family, forgiveness, and supporting her younger sister no matter how crazy things got. Instead of coming from the Rock family, who are essentially the Zeus and Hades of sibling strife. It was the kind of message you would anticipate from a Disney conclusion. Chrisean, who always responds by yelling, clenching her fists, or at the least a furious clapback. Did something unexpected? She sobbed. Not the let me wipe one tear and pose cry, or the staged influencer cry. Real, heartfelt tears live on film. For the viewing of millions. It got complicated at this point, since supporters couldn't tell if Chrisean's tears were due to love, guilt, or the realization that Tesehki had just taken over the story. 'Cause, let's face it, the first person to cry usually loses the drama. Olympics. The internet, of course, took off. The message's screen grabs quickly went viral. Tesehki was commended by some admirers for displaying maturity at last. Others accused her of going public merely to gain influence. Chrisean, poor guy. Before she even located a tissue, Twitter was inundated with memes of her sobbing face. It was an emotional bomb that shattered the Rock family conflict for everyone to analyze. Not simply a sisterly note. The celebrity world was as bright as Times Square on New Year's Eve when Chrisean's tears landed on the screen. Fans immediately related Summer Walker's supposed cryptic remark about family healing to the drama. According to reports, Tamar Braxton commented, "Sisters fight hard but love harder," under a gossip blog post. In other words, Tamar's popcorn was prepared. But the most amusing responses, admirers. Social media exploded. Edits of Chrisean crying, remixed over depressing R&B songs, took over TikTok in a matter of hours. Adele's Hello was even intercut with her breakdown in one viral video, because of course it did. Her tears were likened by Twitter memes to the biblical flood, Niagara Falls, and even a dripping faucet. Barbaric, the conspiracy theorists, however, followed. Some fans claimed that Tesehki's letter was timed to increase interest in a potential reality TV spin-off, and that the heartfelt message was merely public relations. Because, let's be honest, rumors of a Zeus network contract are unnecessary. component of any family scandal in 2025? Others went even farther. Reddit posts surfaced implying that the tears were about guilt rather than forgiveness. Chrisean may have now recognized how terribly she had damaged her relationship with her sister. The internet is particularly fond of transforming celebrity conflict into a conspiracy theory that is more intricate than a Marvel storyline. Not only did celebrities profit from the occasion, but brands also became entangled. On Instagram, a tissue manufacturer wrote, "Even Chrisean would approve. Marketing savagery at its best." The turmoil was about what they meant, not simply the tears. Did they recover? Manipulation? A move of power? The drama was made even more compelling by the fans' inability to agree. As crazy as the incident itself was the message's aftermath, it was a fresh start for Tesehki. She transformed from the messy sister to the peacemaker in an instant. Supporting comments poured in from fans who referred to her as the real queen of the Rock family, mature and affectionate. This was a complete image flip for someone who typically gets dragged in Chrisean's shadow. However, the repercussions were harsh for Chrisean. While some followers expressed sympathy for her emotions, others referred to them as weakness. She was suddenly ridiculed as weak by the same internet that earlier hailed her as the best fighter. One tweet remarked, "Chrisean cried harder than Blueface's rap career fell off. She's crying because she lost control of the spotlight, not because she's upset with her sister." Another person said, "She lost her reputation as the pandemonium queen, because when you show vulnerability, people begin to wonder if the tough act was a facade all along." Let's not mince words, though. This is not the end. Drama is the lifeblood of the Rock family. It's tears today, subtweets tomorrow, and by next week, it's likely going to be another Instagram Live screaming battle. They just roll that way. Nevertheless, this incident altered the story. The Rock sisters were shown to be human for the first time, not merely messy. Additionally, viewers saw the true cost of public feuds through that gap in their chaos armor. However, avoid being overly at ease. The sequel is always messier, if history provides any indication. The next chapter in the Rock family story is most likely already in the works. Here it is, Chrisean Rock. The Queen of Mayhem broke down in tears after her sister Tesehki posted a message right out of a therapy session. It was the emotional earthquake that rocked the internet. I must know now, do you believe those tears were genuine? Was Chrisean genuinely moved by her sister's affection, or was guilt entering like an unexpected visitor? More importantly, is Tesehki's abrupt, heartfelt pivot credible? Or is it just another well-timed ploy in the Rock family's never-ending reality show? I know you are as messy as the folks we discuss, so feel free to share your theories in the comments below. Say it out loud if you believe this was all orchestrated. If you believe that was an unfiltered feeling, express it. If you want the opinion to be as ridiculous as possible. And while you're down there, as if you were breaking Chrisean's phone during one of her famous outbursts, hit the like button. If you want to be in the front row of the next Rock family collapse, hit subscribe. And it rings a bell more strongly than Blueface evading accountability. Because scandals never stop happening at Screetscop. We are where family conflicts, celebrity, secrets, and unvarnished turmoil come to die and then reappear as content. Therefore, if you thought this sibling showdown was messy, stay tuned to see what's coming up next. The drama doesn't stop here. They simply reload.